Welcome to the webinar. We are starting right on time. We want to welcome you, but we want to make sure that you guys can hear me. So please go to the chat box and say, I hear you. Someone put in the chat that I can hear you. If you could hear me. You can go down to the chat box and say, I can hear you. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, testing 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me? All right. Thank you. Well, we're going to start right on time. I love being on time. But we want to thank you to the webinar. This is how to land media exposure. You want to be seen, you want to be heard, and you want to get paid. You know, everybody has a message. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a reason that they're here on earth right now. And what you want to do is you want to get your message out to the world. The most important thing is you want to have impact. You want to change people's lives. You want to be a world changer. You want to change your community. You want to change the world, international. We have to start small, and then we have to build, okay? Because everybody wants to have hope. You want to have joy. You want to have peace. You want to put a smile on somebody's face. And that is the reason that we actually want to be seen, be heard, and it's always nice to get paid as well, okay? I just want to give you some statistics to start here. If you Google media outlets, there are so many media outlets. I mean, you will have so many searches out there. The thing is, you have to make sure, and I'm going to say this several times, that you have to make sure the media outlet you're pitching to, that you're actually, sending emails to, that you're talking to on the phone, that you fit their quota, the things that they want, the things they want to actually air, the things they want you to write about. So we're going to talk about that more in detail. But it's billions, it's so many outlets, you can exhaust yourself. You can be on a radio, TV show almost once a week, more than 2-3 times a week. There are so many media exposure outlets, and we're talking about radio and TV, but of course, print is just amazing. Now with the online industry, you can have a magazine on any topic, and you need to access that to get your information out. Now, how are we going to do that? Tonight, we're going to give you a lot of information, so please have your pen, your paper, if you're your laptop, or, however you're going to actually take notes. We need to have that available so you can get these secrets of how we did it at Good Things Radio and Television Show, and how my personal brand does it as well. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. We're actually going to get on started, and hopefully you guys can actually see the slides. Someone put in the chat that you can see the slides and you can read them. Let's do that quickly there. Now, if you have any questions, let's do some administrative stuff just quickly. If you have any questions, just put it in the chat, and then we'll address those. Okay? Can you see the slides? Okay, someone type in that you can see the slides. Well, we're going to continue. I'm assuming that you can see the slides. I am Dr. Renee Sunday. I am a platform builder. And actually, I am the host, the founder, the creator of Good Deeds Radio and Television Show. But guess what? For 13 years, almost 14 now, I have been an anesthesiologist. I actually have put patients to sleep and wake them up, of course, right? And we have actually enjoyed doing that service. I do that still part-time now. But just to let you know a little bit about me, I've been doing that for a while. I'm a speaker. I'm an author. I'm an author of grief books, passion and purpose books. And I love to motivate people and inspire people that they actually can make a wise decision. And, of course, as I said earlier, I am the host of Good Deeds radio and television show. We're based here in Atlanta, Georgia. What we do is we help other people share their message to the world, your vision, your dreams, your passion, of course, and your purpose that you're here on earth. Okay? And that's me there. And we're going to continue. Uh-oh, I'm sorry. The slide's going a little quick there. Let me go back. I'm sorry. All right. Now, the reason, let me tell you something about the credibility. How can I come to you and tell you all this information of how to get media exposure? We started our career off, with a bang. We actually was fortunate enough to be the initial pre-Grammy Award celebration that's here in Atlanta. We were actually one of the prime and the VIP media outlets for that. And we actually have been able to be that as well for the Black Women in Jazz, where it celebrates women all over the world in regards to jazz. We are Boss in Empowerment Conference, where they celebrate women, again, as being empowered and being a boss. In Atlanta, Boss Divas is a reality show that you need to look out for that's coming up pretty soon in the coming year. Atlanta, we actually had an opportunity to be their media outlet. Power to Overcome, Professional Women and Entrepreneurs. I'm just naming a few. The Harlem Fine Arts Show, the X Experience, the Stand campaign with Coco Brother, which is a well-known media and philanthropist here in Atlanta. And we also stand behind people in regards of their causes, the HIV and AIDS awareness. We love to stand behind people and support people in the things that they're doing. And we love to celebrate birthdays as well. We actually was part of the Bishop Kelvin had his 50th birthday, and actually we had an opportunity to hang out with the Atlanta Housewives as well. I know you guys are familiar with them. And also, just to sum this slide up, the nonprofit Trinity Awards, that they just seek out people that's doing awesome things to help people in the world. So that's what we have been doing. Now, everybody knows who this lady is. We had an opportunity to be one of her VIP media outlets is Miss Oprah Winfrey. We all know her, we cherish her, and we just celebrate her in the awesome things that she's doing. We were part of their Live the Way You Want tour, and it was amazing being actually called a member of the OWN network. And we just really, that was just an awesome thing that we actually had the opportunity to do, being backstage and actually being able to be in her presence. So it was awesome. Just to continue, that's some more pictures that we took. It was just amazing to be in the experience. She actually had the opportunity to hear me say, "Don't stop, get it, get it." You know, that's my little tagline. And she looked up and said, "Wait a minute, what did she say?" And so actually, we never know. We may see her actually using that tagline. And I would really appreciate that if she do that. You know, it'll be an awesome opportunity. So we actually did that. But we actually also was part, before we get to this slide here, we also had the awesome opportunity of being on the TDJ platform. It was a 3-day event here in Atlanta, and we've actually already have been asked to be part of that as well in the coming year. So that's a privilege to actually be a part of that experience. Now, we want to step back a little bit. I know everybody here wants to know how to land, how to get media exposure. But we need to take a step back because we need to make sure we have all our things on a professional and a spirit of excellence in the things that we do, okay? So guess what? You need to know what this word means. You need to know what an elevator pitch, what it means. I mean, some people say if you see someone on the elevator and you want to talk about your business or your opportunity, then you'll be able to let them know what you're all about before the elevator door opens. And you know, that's pretty quick. So you need to be really concrete, clear, and concise. And of course, you need to be compelling in the things you say. So an elevator pitch, you know, mine, I thought, but let me put this up. It's certain elements that you have to be aware of. You need to know what your business name. I know all of us that are in business, you know what your name is. I know I'm a platform builder. I know I'm actually the host of Good Deeds Radio and Television Show. You need to know these things off the top of your head of what's really going on, okay? And then element two, what problem do you solve? Okay, you actually need to solve a problem. You actually need to give a solution to what people are in lack of. The main thing that we miss is being clear. We have the name. We have Googled our name. We, made our corporations. We've done all those things, but we need to step back a little bit and know what problem are we solving? What need are we taking and solving it for the people of the world? I mean, because if you're not able to say that, you're going to actually have some concerns attracting the right client. And I don't like to say right all the time, but the client that's actually deemed for you. Okay, that's a better way of saying it. Okay. And then element 3 and 4. You got to have a solution. I alluded to that just very briefly there, but you got to have a solution. What is your plan? How are you going to help these people out? How are you going to say they're going to be able to say a testimony? How are they going to be able to do some type of testimony of what your services, what your message, what your book is saying? You actually need to be able to solve a problem. And it has to be a benefit, okay? I mean, customer service is very important. We're going to talk about some of our wonderful establishments that we go to every day, almost, some people. But you actually have to give a benefit to people, and they actually can say, this person helped me out of this situation. Because regardless of all the marketing we're doing, all the advertising we're doing, and they are different, right? We need to realize that word of mouth is powerful. If you help someone solve their problem, give them a solution, and they actually have a better way of life, that is how you're going to actually excel, be successful, actually be more than you can ever imagine in regard of your business. Now, I know everybody has their wonderful worksheet available. So, because I have a question for you to start off with. We actually talk about elevator pitch a little bit more in detail. I want you to take, this is going to be interactive now. I want you to take about 5 minutes. And actually, a lot of people may already know the elevator pitch because you've been in business for a while. Now, just think about it. It needs to be the picture we have here. By the time that door opens for the young lady to get out on the next, or the young man to get out on the next floor, you have been concise, clear, and compelling that they want to know more about your business, products, or services, okay? So if you look at your workbook on the first question there, it actually talks about writing down what your elevator pitch. And I want somebody brave. We have so many people here. It's amazing. I just thank you for your time. I want someone to put it in the chat what your elevator pitch. And we actually going to send it out to the world what your elevator pitch. So we're going to take about 5 minutes because it shouldn't take that long because we actually should already know that. And I want you to type it in the chat, and we're going to read it for everyone to see if they actually think it's clear, concise, and compelling, that they want to know more about your business. Now, we are here to help each other. If it's not quite how you want it, we're here to help each other so we actually can work on it together. So we're going to take about 5 minutes. And I have the clock here, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Now, if you have a question in the meantime, put that in the chat as well. Okay, you have about 3 minutes. Now, someone has to be brave here to tell me what they elevator pitch. While you're writing, what I do is I'll tell you mine. I have a couple of versions, but usually when I meet people and they say, Dr. Renee Sunday, and I say, I am the platform builder. I assist individuals to share their message with the world. Now, that's pretty quick. But, you know, I can extend that a little bit more and say, if as a result of working with me, I help others recognize the power of a platform. That a platform of millions is only one click, one smile, one phone call away. So, you can change it up now, but I just want to let you know, somebody has to be brave to tell me what their elevator pitch. I went first, and I see a lot of business owners on here, so you should be able to throw that out pretty quickly. So just type that in the chat. All right, let's see. I want to, because I'm very prompt with time. We got 1 minute. So, and we actually going to work on this, you guys. So, some people are saying they didn't get the workbook. Kind of help me out and go to your email. We sent it out about an hour ago again, and we also sent it out 2 times right after you registered, and we also sent it out on Monday. I'll see if my team can actually put it here in the chat, but please kind of help me out a little and look in your email. That was sent out maybe an hour ago. Okay, so we're going to start talking about a couple of these. And I'll help you a little bit. The people that don't have the workbook, I'll, say the question. Okay. And someone said this is really bothering them. So we're going to work on that. We're going to actually talk a little bit more about this. We'll get an opportunity to talk more in detail. But you got to be able to be clear to tell people. Now, one young lady, she said, I'm a motivational speaker at church and in the secular world. And I help individuals overcome obstacles, in life by healing, deliverance, and providing purpose for their lives. Her main platform is domestic violence of women and men. Oh, I like that. You guys, we need to give her a round of applause. I love that. And put in here, evangelist, can I say your actual name? But I love that. We actually, because we need to connect with people. Now, we have another young lady here that says, I like this. She says she is a joy guru. I love it. I am an author and a motivational speaker. I specialize in empowering women, especially those like myself who have been abused, by providing simplistic, effective guidelines to overcome their pain, restore their joy, happiness. And then let me just I love what you guys are saying, but just think about being on the elevator. If that person has to get off on the next floor, you want it to be a little more tight. Okay? I love what you're saying, but you got to tell them what we talked about before. Say your name, like you said, the problem that you solve, and you said that wonderfully. You specialize, and then the target market. She's telling you what her target market is, so that's powerful, because we need to realize this, that we're not going to be able to help everybody directly. Now, let's say if you specifically working on women, guess what? If you change her world and make her be powerful, that she can actually have the wisdom to make great decisions, that's going to affect her whole family. So you are, in a way, affecting the whole world, one person at a time. But, some people, you got to tighten that up now, that target market. That helps with marketing and advertising. I just throw that in, okay? But I love this because by the time that door opens, this young lady, I would know her name. I would know what she helps me with. She helps me get simplistic things. Because that's the thing, to go overcome the pain, restore their joy and happiness. So you already telling me, after I work with you, this is what I'm going to receive. I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to actually increase my value in life. Now, that's what we all want, is to have a better outlook on life. Now, let's see who else put that. Okay, here we go. All right. I am a writer and a speaker. And this, okay, I like this version. She said, my first book is Make Sure Your Love is Bigger Than Your Wedding. Oh, my Lord. Now, see, that's enough right there just with her title. I would want to know more. I would actually continue on the elevator with her because I want to know, because that is a concern. That is a problem that we are facing in the world right now. We need to make sure our love, and is bigger than the wedding, okay? And she said, I love empowering people to be in great and loving relationships by speeches and writing. So she does it in writing, and she speaks as well. So we see some collaboration going on here. You guys, come on now, y'all in the chat. Each of us can see what you're doing. So circle back and put your website in there now. Now, also, when we finish this, let me just say another administrative thing. We do have a Facebook group called Thrive in 365. That's Thrive in 365. Put all your comments and things here as well. But when you finish with this, go and chat about some stuff. Kind of get some collaborations going, because that's the most important thing. Even though you're doing the same thing, we need to make sure we're here to help each other. Okay? Okay. She says she is the CEO and founder of Tomorrow's Futures Coaching and Consulting. She said, do you know how parents are concerned about the ethics and life success of their children after they graduate high school? I help students look, she's giving you Pacific in grades 7 to 12, develop a plan to be successful through high school and beyond. Oh, wow. See, I think I would actually have a lunch date with this young lady, because she's telling us the thing that we're having trouble with is helping our kids. And my parents would always say, be better than they were. And she actually is going to develop a plan that they will be successful beyond high school. See, that's amazing that she's empowering them to do things beyond where they are now. So that's powerful. Now, academic and life success. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let me go back and read her, because I want to be right here. CEO and founder of Tomorrow's Future Coaching and Consultation. And she says, do you know how parents are concerned about academic and success of their children after they graduate high school? I help the students grades 7 to 12 develop a plan to be successful through high school and beyond. Now, I really like that. She got that really tight. That's really tight. I love that. I love it. Now, the next young lady, I am a fitness nurse consultant. Ooh, I like that. I specialize in helping mothers with small children reduce their waistline through adopting better eating habits and physical activities to avoid, decrease, and eliminate the number of blood pressure medications. Oh, that's a great market there. I mean, let me just say, she's a fitness nurse. So she's going to be able to tell you from her training as a nurse how these blood pressure medicines really are affecting you. And guess what? She's going to be able to tell you through a fitness, a healthy way, how you can do good things. And then guess what? You control your weight, et cetera, and you can lower, the doctor will be able to lower your medication. Oh, I love that. Powerful, powerful. Okay, we're going to do a couple more. Okay. And then, a couple of people said that they can't open the workbook. One more time, we sent it about 3 times, and my team is actually trying to put this in the chat now. But please just check your email. Please check the spam. But like I said, I'm going to read the questions so everyone can participate, okay? So everyone, I think, did an excellent job in regards of the elevator pitch. We commend you, but you just think about it. Whenever you're on an elevator again, you're going to think about it, that before this door closed, that I will be able to tell people my name, the problem that you're solving, and the solution to the problem. You just can't say, okay, I help women overcome stress, but how are you doing that? And how are you going to benefit them? That they actually can have more time to be with their family, et cetera, you know, that type of thing. So you guys did an awesome job on that. Now, we're going to go a little further. Now, media exposure. And, you know, we are talking about getting our passion, our vision, our dreams out to the world. And, of course, our purpose. But why? Why do you want media exposure? I mean, most people would say this, what we have on the screen. They want to share their story. Okay. You know, a lot of people throughout the ages and history, we haven't shared our story. And, you know, the thing is, you actually can help people from the word of their testimony. You can actually help people through life by them hearing what you're saying, because a lot of people think, guess what? They think that they're in the world all by themselves. They actually do not have hope. So by you sharing your story, you actually helping someone else say, wow, if she did it, I can do it, okay? And so that's the awesome thing. You want to share your story. Now, we got to bring in the money aspect. You will be able to increase your potential clients by getting media exposure. The more people see you out there in social media, the more people see you out speaking and speaking events, the more you see people, you know, people sharing your emails, etc. It's so many ways of doing it. The people going to say, wait a minute, this lady, one, she may have an influence. This person may actually, is a specialist or a guru, as one lady said before, that they actually can help me in a situation or a problem that I have. Again, guess what? They will pay. If you're solving a problem, people will pay. People will pay. From I've experienced, people will pay no matter what the price is. If they see that you can give them value and you can solve the problem that they're having. Okay, and there we go. We want to, when you share your story, increase your potential clients, we want to increase revenue. And if you're in your passion, you will have the energy, you'll have the drive, you'll have the will, you'll have the idea to be able to get it. And you guys know my tag, so I had to say it in there. You got to don't stop. You got to get it, okay? Now, we're going to continue. Now, you know I love my Apple. Oh, Lord, I love my Apple computers, Apple products. But the reason I brought this up, when you see that little apple, guess what? You know a certain things about this company. And that's actually in New York, because I see some people here online from New York. This is, guess what Apple does? They promise. They have a promise to their customers. Customer service is very, 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 I wish I could say that 1,000 times, and it's actually worth more than that. It's very important. You have to follow up. Now, take these notes now, because this is going to make a big difference when you get to, when you pitching to the Pacific media. You have to make sure that you have great customer service. So Apple does it wonderfully. They keep the promise to their customers. They actually, their name, they, you know, they design the symbol that identifies a seller, you know, because, okay, here we go back. And I hate to bring this up. You have to really think about your logos. As you notice, all of these slides actually have the Thriving 365 logo. If you look at the logo for Good Deeds, if you look at the logo when I actually go and speak, they are very similar, and it's for a reason. Because you got to make sure your brand stays true to yourself. You have to make sure people are not confused saying one day she's this, one day she's that. People know that I'm a platform builder, and what I do is I help people through several media outlets, okay, several platforms. I help them build their platform. So don't confuse people. Please be concise and please be clear, okay? So you got to, going back again, you got to have a name. You got to have your logo that represents you, okay? Because we're going to talk about it a little more in detail, but this goes beyond the logo. This is how you present yourself when you're in person. This is how your material should look. Like here, I have Thriving 365, and the people that have the workbook, guess what? Is at the top. Okay, so everything I sent out, all the emails you receive will have that same logo. You got to make a difference. Apple, for example, is making a difference in the world. The technology, it is surpassing technology. It is helping us get our message out to the world. It is helping you communicate with your families. So they are making a difference. They have a specific, okay, target market, and they do that very well. And we need to do that as well. We need to know who we're targeting. We need to know what we're pitching. We need to know what we're actually, the plan is very important before you can execute it, okay? I just have to get that out there. Now, let's put this in the chat. We'll just stop. What do you admire about this picture? What just stands out about this picture? Does anything stand out for you with this picture? And just put it in the chat. Does anything, look at that. I love it. Happiness and family. The family is happy. They are getting it. You know, they are actually enjoying life. And that's what we want our clients, our family. We want to enjoy life. That's what we want to do, okay? But I have to bring this word in. I tend not to say this word, but we have to bring this in. There are a lot of people, and just be honest, that competition. Well, we need to look at competition as the reason to do a collaboration. If you see somebody that talks about domestic violence, let's say, hey, let's get together and have an event together. Somebody that's in media, if they're a media personality, they have their own radio show, TV show, someone that actually has their magazine, let's get together and have a big event that we actually is serving the whole community and, of course, the whole world. So I put this in because I try my best to not say this word. I know it's out there. You know, people are in the same niche that you are, but guess what? You will make a difference because you can only solution to the problem. It's something out there that you solve for somebody else. It's a reason that you are in this situation, that you went through this, situation, is to help somebody else. Now, we need to keep that in mind because I don't want that to creep up and actually end up being, as some people call it, the crab mentality. Don't be like that. Everybody have their specific purpose in life, okay? It's only a solution to the problem. That's what you want to solve. You want to solve this for everyone that come in your path. And again, we're going to talk about the benefits of the solution. Now, I keep saying that. I said it before. But you have to bring value. You have to benefit somebody else. Okay? Your purpose, the reason you want to share your story is for somebody else. And that brings credibility into the play because you've been through the situation. You're not specifically have read a book and now you're going to talk about it. You actually have lived this in most situations. Now, I love this picture, and we're going to say this several times. You have to be true to yourself. You have to be authentic. You cannot go on anybody's platform, okay, and make stuff up. They have a certain way they want you to present. They have a certain way, which we'll get in a little bit later here, of how you're supposed to dress. It's a certain way you have to do things. And always remember, you're on their platform. I mean, even specifically with me, when we went to TD Jakes, I just couldn't jump up there and say whatever I wanted to say. I was representing TD Jakes and their platform. They did allow us to say good deeds at the end of the show and stuff like that. But you can't go in there and change their protocol. They actually not going to stand that. So be true to yourself. Be authentic. That people can get. If you be authentic, people will read it. People know when you're not telling the truth. Okay. Now I want to just pause one more second and talk about, does colors matter? Now, let's be interactive here. Please put in the chat. Give me some of the colors that you're using for your logos, what you use for your brand. And tell me if you remember when you first developed them, what does those colors mean to you? And people don't realize that colors do matter. This picture, I mean, it just tells you colors do matter. So put a couple of your, okay, this young lady has purple and gold. Yeah, I love purple and gold. Now, we're going to talk about that. Let's get in there to a little bit, okay? Now, there's another cute picture. What colors are you using? That's what you guys put in the chat for me now. Now, I see a lot of people have red. I see a lot of black. And one lady has white and orange. Okay, I have that orange as well. So we're going to look at a couple of these. Now, okay, now all about, we grew up with McDonald's, okay? McDonald's is a prime example, the red and the yellow. The red actually makes you think you're a winner, you're an achiever, that you're intense. This what comes to mind, that you're aggressive, passionate. Now, just pick the one that you like, but I love the one, a winner. I like that. That's what McDonald's is. Let's bring in YouTube. Guess what? YouTube, red. You have to, and then think about when the president wears a red tie. That actually is a statement that he's doing, okay? That's a statement that he's our leader. He's the president, you know? You have to keep these colors right. Because actually, let me take it to the medical side as well. When you see red, it actually increases hormones in your brain that actually stimulate you that you want to eat. Now, we've been to these restaurants, and guess what? You end up ordering more than you want. You may have went there just for a soda, but you end up getting a whole number 2 or number 3. But, you know, the thing about it is, guess what? This is the marketing behind McDonald's, the marketing behind YouTube. It's doing something. It's making you, when you look at YouTube, you're getting information so you feel like you're an achiever, that you feel active. When you go into McDonald's, you actually feel good, that you're a winner, and you end up increasing these hormones in your body that you actually end up eating more. You supersize, okay? Now, think about this, pink, breast cancer awareness. Guess what? It actually triggers passion, purity. It actually does romance and tenderness. So that is right on point, I think, in regard of the breast cancer awareness that they have with the pink. Okay, so kind of think about if we have any new people that start up business, look at these colors now. Now, my orange means, you know, it says energetic. And I said, wow, that actually worked out for me, that orange that I have and the yellows is actually energetic, that you love other people. So let's be mindful of these colors. Now, you can tell by all these slides that I do have a doggy. I love animals, so a lot of my slides will have that. And the thing is, you see how peaceful that young lady is, and the dog enjoys the company as well. But let me tell you, the things that you have been called to do, we have to have teamwork. We have to realize that we can't do this by ourselves. Now, let's refer to different wonderful teams. Think about basketball. Not one person on the basketball team wins the game. You know, let's refer to the Bible. Jesus had 12. You know, we need to realize that we cannot do this by ourselves. Don't get the mentality that you want to do this by yourself. You want to affect more people And that helps with a team. You know, I know, for example, that I can't do a website. So I have to stay in my lane and get outsource to get someone to do that. In regards of, let's think of something else. Oh, electricity. Yeah. I cannot mess with any electrical plugs in my house. I have to get somebody to do that, outsource. So do not be so contained in a box that you cannot delegate, okay? You got to have teamwork. And you actually, when you make your team, it's people that you trust, people that have a like vision, okay? And so you have to make sure that's in place. Now, you got to have management. You got to have guidelines. You have to have a system in place. You got to have a business plan. You got to have a strategy, and that's what we're going to get into. You got to have a strategy to be able to move forward in anything you do, your business, media coverage, media pitching, to be a speaker. You have to. And I love it. I love the coming in the chat. Somebody's asking a question. Let me see. Okay. All right. So make sure you research. Now, research is very powerful. We have the World Wide Web. You know, people don't say that when you just say Google. Well, YouTube, you know, they one of the same. You have to research and have a game plan. You cannot go, and I'm going to say this again later on, you cannot go to the media outlet not knowing what they're about. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. You have to know what you're talking about, okay? So research. We're just going to touch on that lightly because we're going to get to this a little more in detail. Okay? So we're going to continue. Now, here we go. This is the meat. A booking blueprint, okay? We want to talk about what you do before you even get to the show. And we're going to talk about the preparation, and then we're going to talk about what you do during the show, and then we're going to follow up what you do post-show. Now, I actually can talk about this from two angles, being a host of a show and also being guest on other people's shows. So that brings a lot of clarity because when you're the host, certain things happen. When you're the guest, certain other things, and you can't be a host on their platform. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind. Now, I had the awesome opportunity of being with Pastor Van Moody. He's actually part of TDJ's platform, so I had the awesome opportunity to be in that. But where do we find these celebrities? Where do I find them, Dr. Sunday? I mean, you can have in this webinar. That's what we're here to find out. Okay, I have the right answer. The World Wide Web again. We actually can Google the particular person that you actually want to be on their platform, whatever show, whatever magazine. Okay, if you want to be on somebody's TV, radio show, whatever show that is. And actually the way you can, and we're going to talk about a little different websites that you can go to that actually you can get these information. But you can go actually to, let's say, Oprah, for example. You can go to Oprah's website. They have a contact button. Every website has a contact button. And they actually do read the contact information. Okay? So that is the prime way of doing it. That, like I just said, they have the website. They have, okay, social media has changed the world. Because in the past, what you have had to do is call the people on the phone, find the right person to pitch to, then they may tell you to mail in your pitch. So now with social media, you can Google the person, the TV show, you can send them a message, because if you go to their About section, guess what? They got their Twitter, they got all the social media information there. So we need to use that wisely. Okay, that's a great tip. Please write that down, because that's how we've done it. We've used social media, we've used their website, and we have just sent them an email. I mean, people, when I tell people this, they think, no, Dr. Sunday, that sounds too easy. No, you have to send an email. You have to talk to them on social media. Okay, that's just, I know that sounds simple, but that is very important. Now, This what I don't want you to be. I don't want you to be a media maniac. Now, what is that? We don't want you to get on somebody's platform and don't respect their platform. We don't want to be a person that you don't want to get invited back to their platform. Now, so I'm telling you, I'm giving you some hints now. Be very respectful. We're going to talk about that a little more in detail. We're not saying that you're going to do whatever they say, beck and call. Of course, use your ethics and the morals that you have, but you cannot be a maniac. You have to make sure you dress properly. You got to make sure you've done your homework, your research before you actually get on these people's platform, before you pitch to the magazine. It doesn't make sense to pitch to a magazine about, let's say, cooking, and you want to talk about, let's say, for example, domestic violence. That's just not fair. Okay, that's not fair. That's not fair to them, and they actually see so many emails, so many people calling. So help the people out that you're at the right outlet, that you're at the right media outlet. Okay, I mean that's very important. People do it all the time, unfortunately. Now, this is so powerful. When you rarely see this now. If you look at some older TV shows, that people actually let the people just ramble, just keep talking. You go from one thing to another. It's no structure in what they're saying. But see, this is not going to be you. You're going to know exactly what your elevator pitch, you're going to know what you bring to the table, and you're going to actually be respectful. You are not going to be rambling about this, that, and not being concise, clear, and compelling like we talked about before. And please, please, please don't be demanding. Be very humble when you be on other people's platform. Don't try to change their brand. Don't try to tell them when you're available. They will ask you when you're available, and you say when. But if they actually say, well, can you do this day, or do this weekend? If you can, try to do it. But try not to be demanding on somebody else's platform. That's not good. That's not good. I'm just telling you. Now, here's the way you could take action tonight. I mean, really, you can actually, and I know I keep saying Google, but Google is this powerful, and YouTube. You can, every station, let's say TV station, for example, if you go to their state, they actually have their publicist information. They have their contact information for submissions. Even if you're talking about magazines, Essence, Ebony, even the New York Times have the information of what they're looking for. I mean, you have to go through these people, and usually it's the publicist. Sometimes it can be the manager or the manager of that slot that you're actually doing. But be respectful. And then when I have to say this. When you find out what their name is, please, please do not misspell their name. Please don't do that. People kind of take that, they real sensitive about people misspelling their name. So don't do that, okay? And a lot of times through other people, that's how you actually get on their platform, okay? Actually, what happened in our case when we were on the Oprah Winfrey, the OWN network, it was us to actually be on the TDJ's platform. And then actually, me personally as a speaker, the more I speak on radio and TV shows, no matter what how many listeners they have, actually people value that, and I actually been invited back to several platforms. So it doesn't matter, as our parents always told us, if you affect one person's life, you affect many. So keep that in mind, okay? Now, steps to land media exposure. Now, I keep saying this over and over. It's very, very, very important. You got to have some goals. You got to have goals. You got to have great PR strategy, and that's what we're going through. You got to have a strategy. So you're going to always research. If you want print magazine, if you want online magazine, it's not too much print magazine going on now. That's kind of becoming obsolete. But you got to have a PR strategy. You got to fit. You just can't change the people platform to to your standards. You got to actually fit what helps them. Okay. Now you got to have a list. This is what our homework needs to be. We got to make a list. We got to go to Google, YouTube. We have to actually go to the social media to see what the public relations. We have to go to the online magazine. I really like the online magazines and newspapers because most of mine come to, that's what I have. And newsletters. I mean, you can write for somebody else's newsletter. You can write for someone else's blog. Blogging is very powerful, being a guest on somebody else's platform. That is very powerful. Now, what really, another secret that helps us is with Oprah Magazine, I was on her email list. I was actually in her book club. So I actually got the information about being on her platform before it even came public. Because she actually gives information to her book club, and I'm also an ambassador for Oprah. So you actually get access to their information, and someone is asking a question, what was the Oprah ambassador? Basically what that is, you're one of her prime email list people that when they want to get an email blast out real quick about some breaking news that she's offering or where she's going to be speaking, they actually send it to me, and we blast it out with our email list and also on social media. And that's on her site if you want to actually become a member of that. Now, print magazine, print media. You got to do submissions. Sometimes it's easier just to contact the writers or the journalists that actually writes for that outlet. They say, hey, do you need, and they looking for material. Let me tell you, they are really, really looking for material. And you got to go through their submission criteria. Now, these are some awesome websites you guys can go to. Help a reporter out. They actually send information out twice a day, actually, to your email, and they'll tell you what they're looking for. That's been great for me. I've actually been able to participate in that, especially, on my medical side, and actually also as being a motivator as well. And the CNN iReporter, this is where they actually get a lot of their stories on CNN, from the CNN iReporter. So you just go to CNN and you'll see one of the tabs that says iReporter. And this also all top. They actually look for people. Now look at that now, all top. So it's alltop.com. They actually are looking for people to submit information. Okay? Now get outside the box now. I mean, even if you actually motivate people in one area, if you actually can, motivate people in another area, different target, can do that as well. Okay? Now social media. I can say that, many times. You got to use YouTube. I know we've referred to that, but YouTube is very powerful that you can find information. YouTube actually have advertisements, so I actually got a gig just by looking at one of the YouTube. I was looking at another video and the advertisement came up. So kind of hang out in YouTube a little bit to kind of get some information as well. Now, okay. Before you get on the show, please listen to a previous show, and please do that because you need to know kind of what format. You kind of need to know a lot of things. Your bio, they don't want to know, and I know this means, but they don't want to know where you're born. They don't want to know. They want to know the information that's relating to why you're on the show. Okay, you got to get this. Please don't send them a whole bio of where you were born, and no offense, how many kids. They really, if that's not pertaining to why you're on the show, they really don't want to have all that extra information. Now, please have a professional picture. Lord, that is very important. A head shot. You got to have your head showing. It has to be clear, a clear background or no background at all. Sometimes people say the white background is good, but you gotta have a professional headshot and have it consistent throughout the social media. That's just another extra thing there. Now, if you don't have a website, because I know they can be kind of expensive. You can actually go to aboutme.com and fill out information, and also you can put your social media links to there. So at least people know something about you in one place if you don't have a website right now. Now, social media presence is very important because with Oprah and the TV Jakes that I've been on, and some of the radio shows I've actually been a guest, they ask you, will you promote it? Will you and tell us how many Twitter, how many Facebook, and they want to know all this stuff. So you got to have a great presence on social media. Okay? Now, if anybody have any questions, let me know. We actually getting on down here. Okay, and also, when they say you're going to be on the show, please help promote your show. Send it to your email list. Put it on social media. Put it through your network. Let your family know. Let people know that you're going to be on the show. That is very important. Very important, okay? Because that's how they actually get you. You know, when you use their hashtag, they can track that. And they say, wow, this person really promoted us. And guess what? That'll increase your chances of being a repeat guest. Okay? Now, I have to tell people what to wear and not what to wear. Some people think they can wear whatever they want, you know, to different to different places. But ladies, we got to be careful with our cleavage because you don't want people to be distracted on what you're saying, number one. And number two, you want to do everything in the spirit of excellence, okay? And then if your jewelry is too bulky, that's going to take away people actually listening to you. Now, makeup is wonderful because the cameras are totally different than you walking around. They actually it actually makes you shine, and you don't want to have none of that kind of stuff. Now, I tend to wear personally pants because you don't know sometimes they change the set, and then you don't want to have a dress that when you sit in the high chair that actually, you know, comes back on your knees. And men, I think most men wear socks, but, you know, we got to make sure you have not no wild socks, just some plain socks. So, you know, because people see that when they actually shooting. And no, do not have any ties that actually make too much of a statement. Just try to be kind of blend into what the other guests have worn. Okay? All right. Now, during the show, you got to breathe. You got to speak clear. And on the radio show, you got to speak up pretty quickly because it actually is a delay across the airways, okay? The camera guy, the producer, they'll actually let you know what camera to look at. They'll actually tell you you need to look at the host. They'll tell you all these things. We actually have a system at Good Deeds that we actually have all that set up. And also have it be a conversation. You want to have a conversation. You don't want to actually make it seem like they got to drag information out of you. You don't want that to happen, okay? Now, we shouldn't have to say this, but you got to be polite. You got to be respectful. And when somebody asks a question, refer to their name. Say, in my case, Dr. Renee Sunday. Thank you for asking that question. Thank you so much, Dr. Renee Sunday. And make sure you know, be able to pronounce their name correctly and all that stuff. But that really makes them feel good. And guess what? You'll be a repeat guest. Now, also, do not overtalk the host. Oh, wow. I've had that happen even in my platform. And that's not good because they're not going to want you to come back if you overtalk. And make sure, the thing is, I know you want to tell them about your business, you want to tell them about your product, but really what you want to get across is your mission in life, and then that actually, they're going to say, well, how to get in contact with you? And that's how people direct to the actual services you do, the products that you render. You don't want to be on a person's platform and talk so much about your products and services that they don't know you. They want to actually get to know you. If they know you, they trust you. If they trust you, they'll spend money. Okay? That's just a side thing for marketing there, okay? And we move right along here. And again, please say thank you. I know you may have said thank you on the show itself, but say thank you, please. Send them an email, send them an inbox if you have that relationship with them on social media, and say thank you. I just want to say thank you. And then when they send you a recording, which most platforms do. And also, if it's a print magazine, they're gonna send you a copy of the article that you've written or the blog. Please share with your social media or email list and put it on your website. I mean, people kind of don't do that a lot, but please, that actually shows that you've been on other platforms, that you're actually not, how can I say, you're not under a rock. You're actually getting exposure. So please do that. Now, at the end of the day, you want to have fun. It's a duty. It's a joy to be able to share your message with the world. That's the most important thing, that you want to say thank you and you want to have fun, because it's a duty and a joy to be able to help your fellow brothers and sisters to actually solve a problem and to make the world better. Now, we have totally have just touched the surface of the things that I do personally as Dr. Renee Sunday, the platform builder, and as the host of Good Deeds Radio and Television Show, of how to land media coverage. But I want to let you know that it's hard to tell you everything in this short period of time that we have, but I want to actually let you know how you can take this to the next level, how you actually can get more information about how to land media coverage. And I'm here to tell you, I actually have written an ebook about how to land media coverage. And we actually go through more in detail the information that we have here. It actually, it tells you a little more in detail what not to do during the interview and what to do. It's really important what not to do. Do not disrespect somebody else's brand. Do not say negative things. I know that sounds, easy, and people should know that automatically. But please, so we have that information, and we actually want to take it a little further. We actually have a group coaching session that I offer that actually goes through that handbook, that actually goes through session. We actually give you specific websites that you actually can go to. And we actually have updated that since the last time. We have more websites that I'm actually using, different magazines that's actually looking for submissions that actually I have actually been submitted to. And actually tells you a little bit more about branding, the must-have about branding. It tells you about the strategy that you should do, because you got to have a strategy, and different tools that I use to kind of automate my system that you could actually get back to people in a timely fashion. So we need to respond to people within really 24 to 48 hours, okay? And there's so much more there. And we actually have the opportunity to offer you, and this has really helped my email list. It's building your email list actually comes as a bonus. Now, I know everybody want to know, well, Dr. Sunday, how can I take advantage of this? How can I actually get more information about your group coaching? Well, we actually can talk about that a little bit. We actually have a media package that I actually do in my sessions. We actually have 2 live group sessions that we walk through the actual book that you have, the How to Land Media Exposure. And then we also give you personal tips that I use on a daily basis to get exposure. I really have been fortunate that usually every week almost I'm on somebody's platform. And I actually do my own radio and television show as well. So my point, and I refer my guests actually to other platforms as well. And so the session is only 1 hour because, I don't want to waste your time. I know tonight we started at 8 o'clock, but the session starts at 7:30, and we'll be done by 8:30. Now, we can have any questions that and I'm very transparent. I don't know the answer. I ask one of my media personality people, or we'll just look it up. Okay? Now, somebody told me, well, I need to put some value. Tell us, Dr. Sunday, how much does this stuff really cost? Well, my team kind of looked it up with the information that I'm sharing. We say, okay, the information that you get from the ebook, we'll say $100. And they said, Dr. Sunday, that's not right. And I said, well, what's we going to put down? The bonus, we're going to say $100 for the bonus of the email list that one of my colleagues gave me. And they said, hey, Dr. Sunday, put this as part of your media package. And I said, okay. And really and truly, I charge a minimum of $150 an hour for my sessions that I do with my one-on-one mentoring and coaching of how to land media exposure, how to get in media. So we're going to say the value, we'll say about $500. That's what we're going to say. Okay? Yeah, that's the numbers. And then we want to give that opportunity to you guys that's on the call that actually you can take advantage of this. So we're saying $500. But guess what? You see, we put an X on that. That's not what we're going to do. We're not going to charge no $500 for that. We're actually going to do a great opportunity. We're actually going to offer it for $47, and it's only during this webinar, okay? Because this has been great information. If you want to go more deeper, you'll take advantage. One thing I have noticed just on a personal level, if I resonate with the person, if I see that they're going to give value, if I see that they have a solution to what I'm trying to do, I don't hesitate. I go on and buy it. And this is a great opportunity only for $47 that we actually would go through 2 sessions, okay? Now, I know someone just put in the chat, when will these sessions be? Well, I know the holidays coming up, so we're going to actually wait until the first week in January. The plan is to do it on the 6th of January and the 8th of January from 7:30 to 8:30, okay? And it will be recorded as well, okay? So only during this webinar, the opportunity of $47, okay? And this opportunity actually will, my team is telling me that it actually is going to expire at midnight tonight, Eastern Standard Time. So what I'm going to do is put in the chat where you could actually take that opportunity, and that's at the website thriveit365.com. Thriveit365.com. And we would love to hear from you about this information, because it's great information, and I use it on a daily basis to get myself and get my more exposure. And that's my logo. They not too much. Now the black, I added that tonight. But you see, it's very similar, and I try to keep we keep the logos consistent. And I just love you guys. I thank you. If anybody have any questions, please, please, please put it in the chat if you have any questions. All right. So you guys, it's thrivein365.com. Now, if you have any questions, please, please, please put it in the chat. But I really thank you guys for taking the time to hang out with us. And we love doing media. I love doing my radio and television show. Now, I know everybody said, well, all these questions was answered on your workbook. Now, you have been able to meditate on this and be able to go back and refer to information of things to do and not to do before, during, and after a radio show and a TV show, okay? We have went over what an elevator pitch and the things that should be in it and not be in it, and we actually have told you a little bit about branding and what colors we need to have to represent our products, our mission, and our purpose in life. Okay, but we have to make sure that we are on Spirit of Excellence, that we actually land media exposure, because somebody out there is waiting on you. Okay, somebody right now is waiting on you to walk in your purpose so they actually can get their problems solved. So look, everybody's saying thank you, great information. Someone else said they need to talk to my team, okay? Now, we also, that'll be your homework now. The people that's taking this opportunity is go over the workbook. If you have any questions, we will address those during the 2 sessions on the 6th and the 8th of January. And also, if anyone go to our website, and I'm going to put that in the chat, which is www.reneesunday.com, and read what our criteria to be on our radio and television show, and actually you can actually have an opportunity of doing that as well. We also have advertising and sponsorship packages if you're interested in that. And we also have a new project that's coming up. If you are a writer, we actually have that opportunity coming up. That if you're a writer, we'll give you more information about that at the website coming very soon. But I want to thank you so much for your time. I want to thank you that you flooded the gates here, that we actually maxed capacity. So I thank you for that. If anybody have any questions, you guys can send me, go to our website. We have a contact information there, or you can contact me on the social media network, or you can answer back to one of the emails that we sent you. And we thank you so much for your time. And you know, I have to say it before we go because everybody loves for me to say it. You got to do three things in life. You got to believe, trust, and you got to walk it out. And you got to don't stop. Get it, get it. And I'm Dr. Renee Sunday. I am the platform builder. Thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.